Good morning, majors. All right, this is the last note, day 9 of circles. Can imagine we did all this. All right, this is another one that we have to do formulas, which would not be given to you on the formula sheet on the SLO. So you just have to try your best to memorize as much as you can. All right, segment length, intersecting chords, secant, and tangent. So that's what it is. So there are 3 types of chords or measurements, segment measurements in a circle. So one is when we have 2 chords intersecting inside, and they give you the measurement of one of the each piece, but you don't know, or one thing is missing. So the rule is if you have 2 chords, the length is going to be A times B, the ratio or the product of A times B equals C times D. Okay. When it is 2 secant, the measurement of the outside times the whole equals the measurement of the outside of the other secant times the whole. Okay. And then thirdly, intersecting secant and a tangent. So since this side doesn't have an inside, you just take the outside and square it. Okay. And then you do the same thing here. Outside times the whole. So that means that's why we have B plus C added. Okay. Outside times whole, outside times whole. So this is what we usually use. Out, which is outside times whole equals outside times whole. When it's 2 chords, it's just the product of the 2. Okay. So now we're going to see how this applies into solving problem. Alrighty. So let's try to do number 1. So number 1, they gave you 14 and 15. It's just, I think the main thing is knowing which are the, like which measurements are together. So 14 and 15 are together, right? And then X and 10 are together. So that's something you guys have to make sure you differentiate. Okay, so the product of 14 times 15 is going to be the same as 10 times X. That's it. And then you just solve. So it's easy like when you see it this way, right? Because it's 14 times 15 um, times 15 gives you 210. So I have 210 equals to 10x. So you divide both sides by 10. X would be 21, right? The 0 cancel, 21. Okay. But when it is like this, right? That's when it gets a little, because it has an equation. But the same thing, the 6 and 6 are together, right? So I'll do 6 times 6 equals 4 times 5x minus 1. So 6 times 6 is 36 equals 4 times 5 is 20x minus 4. Then you just solve as if you solve any other equation. Plus 4 from both sides. All right. 36 plus 4 is 40 equals to 20x divided by 2. X is 2. Am I done? No, the question is what's BD? So I need to know what the whole thing is, BD. So I got to plug in the 2 here. So 5 times 2 minus 1, right? 5 times 2 is 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. So now I know this piece is a 9. But the question is what is BD? So I have to do 9 plus 4. BD is going to be 13. Okay? So that's what you guys have to do. Multiply and solve. I don't think there's anything more than this. All right, so you guys can do 3 and 4. So this is the 2 secant problem. Outside times whole. So this is what you have to be careful. So outside is 8. The whole is 8 plus 19 equals outside and the side is 9. The whole is 9 plus x. Okay, so that's something you really have to make sure you, you know, recognize that piece. So now 8 plus 9, 19, right? Gives you 27. You're going to times 27 by 8 because that's what the outside length is. So I got 216 on this side, right? 216 equals 81 plus 9x. So I have to take 216. I'm opening so many things. Okay, let's close this up. 216 minus 81 minus 81. That would give you 135. And then 135 divided by 9. So when you do minus 81 minus 81, this gives you 135 equals 9x. You divide by 9. You divide by 9. X is, I did not say it out loud. What is it? X is 9? No, 15. 15 equals x. And that's what the question is asking. What is x? So you just find it. So number 6 is kind of the same. Outside times whole. So the outside is 10, right? For KL times the whole thing. 10 plus 42. I mean, you can do 52 equals 13 times 13 plus x. All right, so 10 times 52, right, equals 169 plus 13x. So this is 520 equals 169 plus 13x. So you minus 169 and then divided by 13. Okay, so just finish it up. All right, and we need to, so same thing for this, you distribute and you find it. So the only thing is sometimes they might give you the whole thing, so you just have to make sure you pay attention to those type of questions. So most of it is you just have to solve it. So let's do problem like number, I guess I can do 7 and 9. 7 is also outside, which is 8, times the whole thing is 8 plus 3x plus 4. So that's something you have to remember. Equals to, the outside is 7, the whole thing is 7 plus 5x plus 2. Okay, so I just write it down so that I can easily, so that I don't make mistakes. But some of you probably just add it in your head and put it in, right? 8 plus 4 gives you 12, right? So 3x plus 12 is what I have, equals 7 times 7 plus 2 is 5x plus 9. You can do it that way too. And then distribute and just solve it. Okay? All right, so for number 9 is a tangent, right? Tangent squared. So 24 squared equals outside times the whole, 18 plus x, right? So this is it. So once you set it up this way, I think that's the big thing with this type of problem. Can you set it up is the problem. Once you set it up, it's your algebra skill. Outside is 8. The whole thing is 5x minus 1 plus 8 gives you 5x plus 7, right? Because negative 1 plus 8 is 7. So then just solving it, okay? So I'm just going to stop right here because everything else is just algebraically solving the problem. We will have time to work on it in class, but again, I suggest you do it because the formulas are not going to be given to you on the SOL. Doing it over and over again kind of helps you to remember the formula, like it sticks in your head, okay? All right, guys, we are done with circles unit. Next class, we're going to review maybe both for the district assessment and for circle tests. And then we'll take our test.